everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So today I am finally gonna be sitting down to film my acrylic nail tutorial. Now I have to disclaim you guys, it was a little bit of a struggle to film this tutorial because of the angles. I had to position my camera like to be here so that you guys could see what I was doing, because I don't work straight, you know, like I kind of have my nails tilted at an angle so I can see what's going on. So the angles and everything, guys, it's a work in progress. I will obviously try to film this again in the near future, and obviously my camera was playing me. It was autofocusing the whole time. It drove me absolutely mad when I look back at the footage. But before we get into the tutorial, I want to sit down with you guys and tell you guys all of the things that you need to do acrylic nails. Okay, first things first, after you prep your nail, you definitely need a primer. Now you can get a non-acid primer or you could get like an acid primer. Acid primers burn, non-acid primers don't burn. I honestly don't know the difference between the two because I just picked up this one from Dischem for about, I think it was maybe 150 Rand. I'm not 100% sure. I bought it a long time ago, but these honestly last such a long time. This just basically dehydrates the nail further and allows the acrylic to bond onto your nail without lifting. And you'll notice if you prime really well, you rarely ever get lifting. I rarely ever get lifting. When I first started acrylic nails, oh my god, my hair used to get stuck in my nails. So this is really good because it limits lifting, and I would highly suggest you guys get a primer, whether it's acid or non-acid. I feel like acid will just burn your skin if you get it on your skin, but don't get the primers on your skin. Like, it's not meant for your skin, it's meant for your nail. So the next thing you want is monomer. Now my monomer leaked, so the name sort of rubbed off, but I kind of keep it in this plastic, and this has such a strong smell, you guys. Like, it's so intense, oh my god. And then you also need acrylic powder. Now I will leave a Naio nails video down below in the description bar so you guys can more or less see what the liquid to powder ratio should be. I don't think that's something I could teach because I've learned most of what I know about nails from Kirsty Micken, so I'm gonna rather link her video down below so she can tell you guys all the tea. And then if you guys are obviously using clear acrylic, you'll use nail polishes if you want color or whatever the case may be is. But one thing that I think is really essential in making your nails have that glossy shine is a UV top coat. This just has like the most beautiful glossy finish that is, it almost looks like glass. And it definitely, you'll notice the difference between a gel top coat and a UV glaze top coat. It just looks like glass. It looks expensive, it looks super shiny, it just looks amazing. So those are the three things I would say you definitely need. And then obviously the main things in order to make the pots to be done for your acrylic to slay. You need a dampen dish. So I have this glass dampen dish. I've been using one like this for many years. Obviously as you go along you can use different dampen dishes, whatever the case may be is. Now with brushes, I'm gonna have to say start off with a brush size that you are comfortable with. I have a Kolinsky size 10 because I've gone through several size 8 brushes, and some brushes are dense, some brushes are thin, some are cheap, some are expensive. The one that I have now was quite a little bit pricey. It was like over 100 Rand. The previous brushes I've had that were size 8s or size 10s or size 12s were around 30 Rand, 60 Rand, whatever the case may be is. Now I'm not gonna, you'll see my brush in the video. It is quite a big brush, but you don't have to use a big brush like I did, to be honest. You can use a smaller brush. So you're definitely going to need a brush, you're going to need a damper dish, you're going to need your acrylic liquid, your acrylic powder, and a UV glaze to make everything shine and look beautiful and look lovely. For now, let's just hop into the demo of my acrylic nails and how I do my own acrylics. Okay everyone, grab a snack, let's get into this. So first things first, I'm going to start prepping my nail, and I'm going to be using a metal cuticle pusher and just pushing back my cuticles. Now my nails were actually really long and I did soak off my previous set of acrylics, so that's why my nails and my hands look quite dry. I'm all about that soaking off with foils and acetone and waiting for like 45 minutes for it to completely soak off, rather than sitting with a soak off bowl. Those things are painful, you guys. I cannot deal. So then I'm going to be taking a file and I'm just going to be filing off the shiny surface of the nail, and then I'm taking some acetone and a lint-free pad, which basically prevents all those like tiny lint getting stuck onto your nail. And I'm going to wipe down the nails and get rid of all the dust and dirt, and then I'm going to go in with my primer. Next, I'm taking this Prof Pink acrylic powder from the Professional Nail and Beauty Supply, and then I'm going to be applying my nail forms. Now, the way you should apply nail forms is as an extension of your natural nail, and you just kind of line it up as you need to and secure it down to your finger. And then let's go into the acrylic application. I'm going to pick up a bead. Like I said, the acrylic to powder ratio, I'll link a video down below of Kirsty Mickens' video where you can understand better. I'm going to be applying the bead, as you can see, closest to my cuticle as possible, and just sort of smooth it out and then drag the product down. Now, I do apologize in advance. My camera is going to be autofocusing the whole time. Please forgive me, you guys. I was filming alone, so it was difficult for me to see what I was doing, and also I had to concentrate on doing the nails as well. I'm going to pick up my second bead and I'm going to put this basically where the free edge meets the nail form, and this is where I am going to concentrate the shape of the nail, and I'm just going to smooth that out. I think I added just another bead just to get that length right, and I prefer to work in small beads sometimes just because you have more control. If you have a super big bead, I mean, that's perfect for like capping a nail or capping a design, or, you know, it's perfect for when you already have your base down. But if you're building the nail, I would suggest work in small little beads, especially if you're not trained in acrylic. I'm not either. So that's why I prefer to work in small beads. You just have a lot more control, and it's just easier to build a nice smooth nail that you have to do very minimal filing with, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go in with a few more small beads, just build up that strength between the free edge and the apex of the nail. Now, the apex is like the back third of the nail, and when you pick up stuff and you have strain on your nails, the apex is what prevents your nail from breaking. So you want to make sure you have a good amount of acrylic at the back third of your nail, and I'm just also making sure I have a decent amount of acrylic in the center of my nail where the nail form meets the natural nail, again to ensure that it does not break. So all of this is trial and error, you guys. I have had multiple occasions where I've messed up my nails, and filing took me twice as long as it did to actually build up the nail. But I would say if you take your time and really build up the nail, you will not have to spend that much time on filing. So I'm just going to make sure the side walls are perfect and everything is nice and smooth. And then this is pretty much the sound you should hear once your nails have cured. If you don't hear that sound, it's probably not cured fully. So give it a little bit of time. And then to remove the nail forms, you just sort of pull them away, and they remove pretty easily. I'm going to leave that thumb on because I did it last. And then I am going to go in with a nail file. This is a 100 to 180 grit file. And I'm just going to file off the side walls and the free edge of the nail, just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. Because as you guys can see, my right hand, like the free edge, has a little bits of bobs of acrylic. Wow, guys. My grammar today, I can't. And then I'm going to go in with an electric file. Now, as you guys can see, because I built the nail quite well, there's very little filing I actually had to do. Now, it's going to take you guys a while to get to this point, you guys. I'm not going to even lie. Like, practice makes perfect. The struggle is real. Building acrylic from scratch is the struggle bus, you guys. The struggle bus. So I'm using like the finest sanding block that I had in this nail kit, or this nail drill kit rather. And I'm just going to start off by the cuticle area. Now, if you guys don't know how to use a nail file, don't use one. I have cut my cuticles several times using
a nail file because I obviously didn't know how to use it, but now I do. And because a nail, like the typical generic manual nail files, can cause a little bit of scuffing to the nail and uneven texture, you want to go in with a white block and smooth that over. And furthermore, if you go in with acetone, it smooths the nail even more, and this is what the nails would look like afterwards. Now I thought, if I'm gonna, you know, have nail art in the finished set, I might as well show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm gonna be taking my Nail Art Boss nail glue, and I'm just applying this in like a diagonal sort of line. I wanted to really carry the design from my middle finger to my ring finger, and then you kind of let the glue dry. It's almost like eyelash glue. You gotta let it go like a little see-through, and then the foil really sticks. Now the last thing I'm gonna go in with is my UV glaze top coat, and I am just going to apply that to all of the nails, and then I am going to cure it, and that is the finished nail set, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment down below, let me know how you think I did for my first nail tutorial. I would love to know, and all that good stuff. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.